old friends. Not really any bad blood, obviously, between Orlando Brown and the Ravens, Sammy Watkins and the Chiefs, Justin Houston and the Chiefs, guys that Houston's years removed from it. Sammy Watkins still obviously keeps in touch with a lot of players on the Chiefs. Orlando Brown, just a happy-go-lucky guy. Anything interesting at all from the Ravens side that you've been hearing or anyone asking about the Chiefs this week?
Yeah, it was funny today because Orlando Brown apparently talked to the Kansas City media. He said he's not going to snitch on the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
The word snitch. And Sammy Watkins talked today actually too to us, and he laughed. He said, "That's bull. That's
Mm-hmm.
why you're gonna tell. I don't care what you say. You're gonna give your secrets." And Sammy said, flat out, he's gonna give the Ravens all the intel he has on the Chiefs. He said he don't know if it's gonna help. Sammy took the high road though. He said he has a lot of respect for the Chiefs. He has some good seasons there. He knows their defense. And he parted them. He said he parted on good terms. So yeah, Sammy's a good player. I think he had a good game against Las Vegas. We'll see what he does. Orlando Brown Jr. is the Ravens are regretting. They're regretting that trade. The Ravens really could have used Orlando Brown at right tackle, and they would have Ronnie Stanley at left tackle, and it really would have reinforced the offensive line. And now the offensive line's got big problems. They probably could have held on to Brown for another year, and promised to let him pursue opportunities in the free agency. But yeah, the Ravens ruined that trade. They got Oweh with the pick, but again, it hurts the Ravens. Justin Houston played. I think he played 55% of the snaps last week against Vegas. He played pretty well. I think he's sort of a wild card here. He's got to have a big game against Kansas City for the Ravens to have a chance. Yeah, it's interesting the crossover here. But these guys, I think Brown, I think struggled a little bit last week.
Mm-hmm.
In pass protection. So we'll see if the Ravens go at him. I think you're going to see Oweh and Brown match up because apparently Orlando Brown Jr. had some problems with speed rushers, and Oweh's kind of that guy. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and the thing with Brown, he had some good moments, but he also had some where he really did struggle. And the thing with him, I think a lot of it falls on Patrick Mahomes too. And there's something that even Chiefs circle people still kind of struggle to talk about and address. Mahomes takes such deep drops in the pocket sometimes where it's not even a pocket anymore. Like he will drop 10, 12, 13 yards, and the Chiefs are teaching their tackles to allow for about 9 yards of pocket depth. So when you have a guy like Orlando Brown, who already isn't very fleet of foot, he struggles against some speed rushers. You give someone, you can line up wide 9 like Oweh and just go, and you're going to get home to Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have to step up into the pocket or bail. But on the other, it's a double-edged sword because he can also make some crazy stuff happen when he does play out of structure and gets outside the pocket. So Lamar Jackson, I kind of want to jump back over to the offensive side. You talked about Sammy Watkins.
Browns used Lamar Jackson, who,
yes,
3 steps and gone, what I mean? So it's an adjustment for him also.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lamar, I'm excited to see what he looks like at the end of the season. I know that there's some stuff going on right now. Sammy Watkins played a good role last week. I was super, super excited to watch Rashad Bateman. That was my draft crush at wide receiver. I thought he was going to be a really good player. Still obviously can be, but Lamar with some upgraded weapons at some point, obviously once they're healthy. What did you see from him last week? Is Greg Roman going to kind of allow him to be Lamar this year? Is that system changing at all? Just your whole thoughts on Lamar and the offense.
Well, Lamar Jackson had 30 passes last week. That's a recipe for disaster. He looked better in the pocket. However, he had 2 costly turnovers that were the difference in the game. He had a fumble in the 4th quarter that led to the game-tying touchdown. He led a fumble in overtime, led to the game-winning field goal. So Lamar's got to do a better job protecting the football. He looked more polished. He's looked more polished throughout training camp. He's got tighter spiral on his football. And I think the running backs are still getting adjusted to what's happening because they haven't played in this system. But Lamar, I think Lamar's going to have a big game Sunday night. I think Lamar and Mahomes are going to go at it. Lamar seems to play his best when the lights are on. And I think he learns from his mistakes. But yeah, the Ravens are going to try to run the ball and pound the ball to keep Mahomes off the field. So we'll see what happens. I think Lamar's going to have a really good day night rushing. We'll see with that. Again, Lamar Jackson. Again, the issue here is the COVID issue. He's had COVID twice in the past year, and he hasn't gotten vaccinated. So that's sort of a cloud hanging over him here in Baltimore.
Yeah.